Let's welcome Dr. Soo Min Kim, the proud ambassador for peace.
Thank you very much for inviting me to this wonderful conference. This morning, I'd like to convey my personal view on North Korea after Kim Jong-il very briefly. The late Kim Jong-il has left behind an untested young successor and the economically crippled North Korea. Many North Korean watchers have doubted whether the young successor able to seize the power. However, after Kim Jong-il's funeral, Kim Jong-un was bestowed as a supreme commander of the Korean People's Army. This was the latest sign that Kim Jong-un was solidifying his power. Any possible contingency has never occurred after Kim Jong-il's sudden death. And it was confirmed that only those who from the Mount Baekdu bloodline, that is Kim Il-sung's lineage, is entitled to be the supreme commander, leader of North Korea. The North dynastic political culture made possible this kind of hereditary succession. Then, can Kim Jong-un maintain his power? In my opinion, North Korean leading officials will unite together with Kim Jong-un because those who benefit most from the power, believe that political confusion leads to their collapse, and no alternatives can be found except the younger Kim. In order to secure the legitimacy of the third generation power succession, Kim and the leading officials are to exert every effort on the internal affairs for a while. First of all, North Korea will step up the propaganda campaign to idealize Kim Jong-un. The North state-run television already placed Kim Jong-un as an outstanding leader and a great son. Second, North Korea put forth a multilateral effort in solving economic difficulties. However, the North economy cannot be revitalized without the substantial outside help. The North will turn their attention to foreign relations in order to secure foreign aids if its internal affairs are completed to a certain degree. As soon as appointing his successor, Kim Jong-il reorganized the party and reshuffled the leading officials at the conference of the party delegates in 2010. Kim Jong-un was named the First General and Vice Chairman of the Central Military Commission of the party. Old-timers in their 70s and 80s retired from positions, and new elites in their 50s and 60s has emerged. Among the new elites, many of them are children of the former and current leading officials in North. It shows Kim Jong-il's intention to secure loyalty to Kim Jong-un by making a group bound together by a common destiny with his son and the leading officials' children. Many second generations of the former and current leading officials are designated to the working levels post in order to support the leading officials. For the state affairs, Kim Jong-un is likely to follow the policies of the late Kim Jong-il. The junior Kim is anticipated to keep the policy line of oppression of Kim Jong-il. On the other hand, he will push for better economic life for impoverished peoples. According to the North Joint New Year editorials, I quote, "It is the steadfast determination of our party that it will make not even the slightest vacillations or concession in implementing the instructions and policies he laid out in his lifetime, and that it will allow no change in this process." The editorial also urged that urgent task is the improvement of the people's living standard. But their method to achieve this goal are speed battle, onslaught campaign, mass labor service campaign, and socialist competition. These methods have already proved to fail. With the political mobilization and ineffective distribution of resources, North Korea cannot revitalize its economy. Therefore, they will turn their attention to other countries like China, United States, and South Korea. Relations with China. The Chinese policy toward the Korean Peninsula can be summarized as the maintaining the status quo and increasing political leverage, the economic cooperation with South Korea, and the prevention of the North Korean collapse. Basically, China hopes to stabilize their surrounding areas while they immerse themselves in developing economy and do not want sudden change which breaks the status quo. So with such a stretched importance of North, China would never give up the North, and they would provide food and oils for sustaining of the North Korean regime. The North policy toward China in Kim Jong-un era is likely to follow Kim Jong-il's policy line. For the North, China is the lifeline of North Korea under the situation of diplomatic isolation due to the nuclear ambition and no business relations with South Korea after Lee Myung-bak administration inaugurated. Even if Chinese top leadership is changed in 2012, the amicable relations with China and North Korea would continue for quite a long time. However, if the North's dependence on China is deepened, North Korea may seek alternatives to reduce its dependence on China, such as boosting economic ties with Russia and expanding trade with South Korea. For the relations with the United States, North Korea to put priority to draw America's attention by developing nuclear weapons. After meandering a long way, six-party talks accomplished the 919 joint statement in 2005. However, 6 nations agreed with the principles and goals for solving the North nuclear problem. To implement the agreement is another matter. North Korea carried out nuclear tests twice, in 2006 and 2009. Recently, the Rodong Sinmun, the official newspaper of the party in the North, mentioned nuclear weapon as the best inheritance of Kim Jong-il. This message means that they will not give up the nuclear ambition as long as their national security is threatened. North Korea's ultimate goal is to get recognized as a nuclear power without abolishing nuclear weapons and to normalize the diplomatic relations with the United States. Relations with China, with South Korea. The relations between South and North Korea have strained since Lee Myung-bak administration is inaugurated. According to Lee governments, former presidents Kim Dae-jung and Roh Moo-hyun have poured a lot of money and goods to the North, hoping the North would change its attitude and systems. But North Korea not only has never changed, but also has acquired bad habits. Therefore, Lee government tried to correct North's bad habits through the pressure and sanctions. But this kind of method did not work and resulted in the strained relations between North and South Korea. After many trials and errors, recently Lee government shows a flexible attitude toward the North. Lee government allowed to pay condolence visits and announced its will to discuss with North on the resuming Mount Kumgang tour and implementing the agreement between North and South Korea. The opening of Kim Jong-un era brings new opportunity for South Korea. The South Korea should not provoke the North and acknowledge the North as it is. The North Korea's new editorial harshly criticized the South for its confrontational policy toward the North, claiming the South's traitors neglected Kim's demise and hindered South Koreans' offering of condolences. The editorial reveals that the North will not deal with Lee Myung-bak governments and wait the next administration in the South. The North are likely to put more weight to the relations with other countries than the South Korea. Thank you very much.